If you didn't know, I'm a huge sci-fi fan. But it wasn't Frank Herbert, Isaac Asimov, Alistair Reynolds, Peter F. Hamilton, or Octavia E. Butler that got me into this genre. It really started with these guys, Neil deGrasse Tyson and Michio Kaku, which shows like how the universe works through the wormhole and time. And this gave me the foundation of other worlds and endless possibilities, but what my imagination lacked was color, details, structure, and life. And that's when Mass Effect comes in. From the Quarians being forced out of their lands with the emergence of the Geth, an AI that became sentient and chose to question their creators, to the Asari, a culture that favors diplomatic responses, compromise, and cooperation over conflict. And the Taurians, a culture that resembles the Spartans' hierarchy in terms of discipline and military prowess. A group that has had its fair share of civil wars and xenophobia. Or the Krogans, a group which their biology is heavily influenced by their world, Tuchanka, which is known for its harsh environments and scarce resources. All these races, including the ones I didn't mention, have their own history, stories to tell, and personalities. Which leads us to events such as the First Contact War and the Genophage. And I don't want to get into the details of that. If you know, you know. And if you don't, then lucky you. There's a lot to unpack and you'll find the stories relatable, especially looking at the past and the present. And that's the key thing here. Lifelike situations on Earth happening over there. Everything is plausible, and that's the difference between hard sci-fi and science fantasy. One's universe is based entirely on realism, or plausibility, I should say. So that's it there. It was video games that got me into this genre. To be specific, it was Mass Effect 2 that got me into reading and watching. But it wasn't because of the gameplay. That was just a backdrop to the actual world building, helping you get from point A to B. So it didn't excel in that regard, and it didn't need to. The stories, the characters you interacted with, and the decisions you made were the driving force. So I'm sure I speak for others when I say I found myself using Reddit, Wikipedia, and YouTube. But not to progress to the end, but to understand its details, character motivations, and stay invested in its universe. The funny thing is, a while ago I said I envied those who hadn't played The Witcher 3, and I still do. But I haven't played Mass Effect 1. So with the announcement of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, consisting of all 3 games, what can I say? I'm excited to get back into this universe, and as an offset to get back into sci-fi as a whole. You see, for EA, Bioware, and the fans, there is no other perfect game to launch than this after Mass Effect Andromeda. There is no other perfect game to launch to set up Mass Effect 4. There is no post-Andromeda game better than this to get the fans talking again with a renewed interest. And there is no other game the team could have released with little to no apprehension of success and failure. If you couldn't tell before, I'm looking forward to this and what it means for the franchise. And it's not just me. Here's what these stories, these games also mean to the community.